All right, thanks. My name is Eddie, and I'm the CTO of ZenPayroll. Before I start, I want to talk a little bit about what ZenPayroll does. As our name implies, we're really on a mission right now to build really delightful payroll software. And I'm sure some of you guys run payroll yourselves, or you know people who run payroll, and most people, if you ask, they'll tell you that it's a pretty horrible experience. And we really want to kind of improve that experience because we believe that employees, when they get paid, it's a very important moment in their lives. As employers, it's also very important to them to kind of show appreciation for the contributions that the employees have done. And so we want to really facilitate the software that enables this. So I know you guys are all itching to see a demo, so I'll jump right into it. Our dashboard is basically split up into three parts. We have an employer dashboard, which is what you see here, and then we have an employee dashboard, which is what the employees use, and then finally we have an accountant dashboard, which is what accountants use to manage payroll for their clients. What you're seeing here is the employer dashboard, and we'll go through this one. So right away what you see here is the main screen, and we have some to-do items that show the most important things that the payroll administrator needs to do. For example, running payroll, inviting accountants. We also show important dates on the right so that they don't miss anything. One of the philosophies we have is we really want to make it difficult for employers to make mistakes in their payroll. So I'll get to run payroll in a second, but I want to jump to the employee page here. This is the screen where you manage your employees. Let's go into Isaiah. What you see here is you can view all of their information. You can also edit various information about them. For example, their name, social security, various types of information that you need to be able to run payroll for the employee. Another piece of information you may want to edit is their payment method. So how they get paid, which bank accounts that you get paid into. You can change the routing number, the account number. By the way, on the employee dashboard, they can go in and change it themselves as well. One of the neat features I want to point out here is being able to split your pay into multiple bank accounts. And you can kind of say, I want to split by an amount or percentage. You can also kind of adjust the order in which your payment kind of waterfalls into your various payment accounts. There's also a screen to set the compensation for the employee and the various tax withholding information. I'm sure you guys have all had jobs at one point in your life where you have to fill out this form and put in the federal withholding allowance and your marital status, which is all kind of goes into the payroll calculation formula. Also, like the federal taxes and state taxes, this is something that the employee can edit themselves. So let's go into running payroll. This is the run payroll screen right here. We have two types of employees. The ones right here, these are salaried employees, or what are often called exempt employees. They basically get paid the same amount, no matter how much or little they work. So there's no kind of hours that you put in for these employees. But you can put in things like bonuses, commissions, additional earnings, such as tips. And the reason why those have to all be split out is because they get taxed differently. And then down here we have hourly employees, where you actually put in the number of hours that they've worked, including overtime and double overtime. Okay. So I'm going to run payroll. We also have vacation and sick day tracking. One of the features that I want to kind of talk about while it's running payroll is auto pay, which is something that we recently implemented, which is very popular. And if you're a company that has only salaried employees, you can basically not run payroll. We would run payroll for you automatically, because there really is no reason for you to log in and kind of hit the run payroll button every 2 weeks or whatever. So we've calculated all of the payroll. You can see the employee direct deposit, the taxes, the reimbursements, and then we basically take everything from that point on. We'll pay the employees into their bank accounts. We'll also pay the government, federal, state, local, send the taxes to their accounts, and also file any forms that you need to file that are associated with the payroll. All right.
Cool. Thank you.
Questions?
Can you work in different currencies?
So we're only in the United States right now. So we only work in US dollars.
Since you have both an employer and an employee interface, can you also take hours recording so that the employee tells their employer through your system how many hours they worked in a period?
Oh, sorry. So the question is there basically a time tracking mechanism where employees can report their hours and administrators can approve or disapprove them? So we don't have that feature because we're not a time tracking software company. But one of the things that we did was, the very first thing we built when we started 2 years ago was a payroll API. And what we've begun doing is exposing some of those endpoints out to third-party software developers. And so what you can do today is this entire screen here, we already ran payroll, but the entire screen where you input all the hours and bonus and all that stuff, you can actually use our API to input that into our payroll system. And so what we've done is enabled third-party time tracking and expense reporting software to integrate into our system so that all of those numbers and all those fields that you see would be pre-populated before you even log into the site.
In the accountant dashboard, do you have any financial management analytical tools, or you also just leave it through API to third-party or other financial management tools? For example, because my own startup, we have 3 different offices in different countries. We're paying by different currencies, as that lady just mentioned out. And we also have different types of employees, and we'd like to see, for example, like rate of return of different types of time allocation of staff. So at least that's the need that we have. So we'd like to see that.
Yeah, so that's something that we haven't implemented. So sorry, the question was, have we implemented any kind of special features for accountants, such as financial tracking and tracking things by cost center? And is that the question?
Well, basically some basic financial management or analysis functions. Yeah.
Okay, so basic financial management or analysis software or features, we have not built that yet. That's another one of those things where we would rely on maybe a third party and utilize our API to augment that.
So I heard you say that you've been in this for 2 years. How do you expect to penetrate? Every small, large business has got a payroll system in place. How do you expect to penetrate them? And how are you going to make your money?
So the question is, how do we expect to penetrate existing customers? And secondly, how do we make money? I'll answer the second question first. We charge, basically. We charge a monthly fee. It's $25 per month, plus an additional $2 fee per employee per month. So if you look at kind of what's out there, there are 2 types of companies right now. There are the companies that use ADP and Paychecks, which are actually 5 to 10 times more expensive than what we charge. We do have a lot of people who switch to us because the experience here is much better. And the second group of companies we see, which is actually a much larger group, are companies, small businesses that actually do payroll themselves. They do it by pen and paper through Excel sheets. They do it in a very manual way because they don't want to pay the fees to ADP and Paychecks. And so we're seeing a lot of people who have chosen to give up, to throw away the Excel sheets, throw away the pen and paper, and use software, web-based software, because it's much simpler and saves them time.
Last question.
So years ago, we used a company called PayCycle, bought by Intuit, which seemed to be similar. How are you different or better or more delightful?
So the question is, how are we different from PayCycle, which was acquired by Intuit?
Or other companies like that, they're not the only one.
Yeah, so Intuit is actually, or PayCycle was a pretty good step in the right direction. We do a lot of things differently from them, and I can go into all of them, but one of the main things that I would bring up is a feature called impounding. So what we do that Intuit does not do is we impound the taxes from the employer, which means that when they run payroll, we not only take the pay for the employees, but also the taxes that are owed. And what we do is we then send those payments to the various government agencies, federal agencies, state agencies, local agencies, and in basically the taxes get split up multiple ways. And we take care of all that for you, and then we also file the forms for you automatically, paperlessly. What PayCycle does, and a lot of other kind of payroll companies, is they actually have you keep the taxes, and then they'll just send you an email once in a while saying, you need to write a check to this agency, mail it on your own, fill out this form with your payment. And so it's a lot more work, and it's actually is more error prone, and a lot of companies actually get fined because they either A, spend that money, which they shouldn't because it's already earmarked for taxes, or they forget to send the payments.